My name is Luther Richert. I'm the project director for O.P.C.C. Safe Haven. We have 9 other projects besides Safe Haven. Our executive director is John Masseri, and he is responsible for much of the way that our agency is today, our amazing facilities and our growth and our success, our huge success. O.P.C.C. started out, its original name was Ocean Park Community Center. It's been around for a long, long time, since the 60s. Started off by a church group down at the beach, and they were kind of operating out of their church and in the parking lot. Today we have 3 different sites, 10 different projects. We are very well known, not just in Santa Monica, but around LA as a best practices model that is one that many other service providers come on site to visit and learn what we do and use us as a model for how they will build their services. Los Angeles has, I think, the largest homeless population in the country. Some people have referred to LA as the homeless capital of America. And there's anywhere between 50 and 80,000 homeless individuals in LA. Santa Monica, due to the targeted efforts that I was mentioning, the service register and things like that, has steadily been declining in its homeless population. It has a very thorough count that it does every year. Last year, the homeless population in Santa Monica dropped by 18%. And I believe the current number on the streets on Santa Monica is believed to be less than 1,000. So it has, and this is a place where even many people have called Santa Monica home of the homeless. So, you know, that is steadily changing, that there are fewer and fewer homeless on the streets of Santa Monica. And a big part of that is that those homeless individuals have been housed in apartments. So that's the great thing about it. We do serve veterans here. We have a collaboration right now working with Department of Mental Health and the Veterans Administration, trying to create linkages to those systems and the veterans we serve. For whatever reason, and there's a lot of different reasons, veterans here at Safe Haven and also in Santa Monica have a lot of trust issues with the VA. I think part of that is simply because of the trauma that they suffered in the past, the things that they were promised versus the reality of going to a large bureaucracy and maneuvering that and getting what you want, you know, and that those things didn't totally line up. But the amount of resources that the VA has far exceed what we have, not only in number, but in quality. And so it is much to our advantage to align our veterans with the VA. And we do have many veterans who we've slowly but surely we've been able to bridge that, and it has been life transforming for them to get the medical care, the mental health treatment, and get everything that they're entitled to. Safe Haven has been very effective at engaging veterans who have been who are very disabled, very alienated, fitting into that category I've been talking about of people who are visible and been on the streets for a long, long time, and nobody's been able to reach out to them, and we actually have. And that has led to a partnership with the VA and Department of Mental Health so that we can partner to open up all of the services that that they have available to them there at the Department of Mental Health and at the VA. And we're kind of the link. And I think we're learning from them what they have to offer, and they're learning from us. And it is already working, and it's been effective. But yes, we do have a lot of veterans, not just within Project Safe Haven, but within projects across O.P.C.C. and throughout Santa Monica. And those veterans have been challenging to engage in services, especially at the VA and Department of Mental Health, because they're not as geared as we are because of our philosophy to meet them where they're at. And I think they're starting to learn that, and they're starting to create outreach and understanding that not everybody who needs help and is actually eligible for help is going to walk in through their front door. and they have to go out and find them. And that is part of our collaboration with them right now, is ultimately to house the veterans and to get them vouchers. The name of the VA's program for getting shelter plus care vouchers to veterans is called VASH. And so that is a big part of our collaboration with them, is to house disabled, chronically homeless veterans with the VASH vouchers. Well, one of the commitments of OPCC is empowerment. And not only do we have veterans, but we have veterans who have been clients here. So throughout our agency, we actually have many of our staff originally started out as clients for our agency. And this is a very powerful message that resonates daily through OPCC, and that our clients, many of our clients remember some of our staff when they were on the streets. And they've seen how far they come, and the powerful message they get is, you can do it too. There are many, many organizations that support us. Westside Food Bank is very key here at Safe Haven. Individual donors from across the community. One of the great things about operating in Santa Monica is there's a lot of generosity among people at all income levels that support us. We get daily donations from individuals. We're very supported by the Department of Mental Health. Edelman Mental Health Center is a very strong partner here at Safe Haven. Our partnerships also include other nonprofit service providers, Step Up on Second, St. Joseph Center. We collaborate with agencies throughout the West Side and LA. So we were just talking about the appearance that there are those who are on the street, and they seem to be content with their life as long as they have their cigarettes, a little bit of food for their dog, and that's all they want. But one of the things that was eye-opening for me when we did the surveys in the middle of the night for the service registry that created the target population for the city of Santa Monica is it awoke me to the many health problems and vulnerabilities that a lot of homeless people have on many different levels. People who looked like they were content, said they were content, then you find out they have stomach cancer and they're going in and out of emergency rooms all the time. And a lot of the reason that they're drinking is to kill the pain of multiple chronic health problems. And I think one of the things that came out of the service registry too, even though nobody ever really talks about it, is I think it was a wake-up call for those individuals, and that they never were asked these kind of questions like that it kind of made them reflect on their own health and vulnerability. And we were quite honest with them and said, this survey is to determine your vulnerability for dying on the streets. And I think when they answered the questions honestly, they realized, yes, I'm vulnerable to dying on the streets, that this lifestyle has taken its toll, and that it's not going to go on forever, and that it might not end pleasantly. The kind of issues that the homeless are dealing with that you cannot always tell just by looking at somebody, that are enormously huge challenges and that are very painful in a lot of ways. You know, I think in terms of the physical health, that was something that I tuned into, you know, and that I didn't think about as much until we did those surveys. But I do think that a lot of the homeless live in denial of those problems. And I think part of the reason there is widespread alcohol and drug addiction on the streets is because it's self-medicating, and it's a way people avoid confronting those issues. And part of it is they don't think they have the resources. You know, when they have these very chronic health problems and no health insurance, I think their feeling is, well, there's nothing I can do, so the best thing for me to do is just avoid it, pretend it's not there. But what's great about Santa Monica and all these projects we do is linking people to not only income and housing, but also health benefits, and getting people in to see doctors and start dealing with these health problems. Yeah, I would say a great place to start is at our website, which is www.opcc.net, and a whole world of resources will be there. We're on Twitter, we have Facebook, Those links are on our website, so if you go there, you can learn about OPCC in general, but also get up-to-date information through Facebook and Twitter.